It would be frustratingly easy to make an 18 queen cast like what All Stars 10 had be a regular elimination season without the gimmick of having to bracket everyone off. I think the intention of doing the brackets was a couple of things. They wanted to give us the false illusion that anyone could win. So by creating these brackets, we've got more stakes and tension that go into the second half of the bracket. They take all of the good parts of a non-elimination season where we get to see a lot of the creativity and the artistry, but we remove all of that fatigue that comes with episodes just lasting way too long with the same cast. They bring in a dynamicism of everyone's fighting really hard to get to the second round, and then they've got to do these difficult challenges to win. But then those difficult challenges were just kind of everyday run-of-the-mill Snatch Game, a talent show, and a lip-sync Smackdown, which are really not that difficult. The biggest problem, in my opinion, is that it relegates over half the cast to being literal filler queens. We have less time with Acid Betty than we did with Monica Beverly Hills, who was the first eliminated in All Stars 8, because she got to come back every single week and walk the runway. That's kind of ridiculous that we would bring a legend in and only feature them for 3 episodes. And so that false illusion of more story time is slightly disrespectful. And at the end of the day, nothing was really solved by bracketing them off. And again, it would be so easy to create an 18 queen regular season cast and still get everything they need while giving us more time with these queens that we really want to see. And if someone's going to be a filler queen, what's the difference between having them be there for 1 episode versus having them be there for 3, where they get just as little story time, no wins, completely overlooked, and then we don't see hide or hair of them again for the rest of the season. This show could make it happen if they detach themselves from bad management, bad producing, and anvil clunk editing styles that they have anchored themselves to for the last several years. So today we're going to be breaking down the logistics of how an 18 queen cast could work and doing the work for the producers in hopes that one of them will see this video and maybe take this information to the writing desk. And this is all providing that they let All Stars breathe a little bit by not making one happen every single year. I think All Stars would greatly benefit if we waited 3, maybe even 4 years before casting again. Dragula in particular is so exciting because we are waiting for it for the entire year to show up for that 2.5 month period where we get to see it on TV. Drag Race could have that same excitement if they even just did every 2 years for an All Stars. There's something to say about wait for it. So let's get into this. I will not be addressing any casting or anything, simply how I think the show should be structured. We're gonna segment all 18 of these queens into 2 premieres with 2 episodes each. So pulling from this bracketed idea, but still eliminating in those brackets. And the rules of this season will be that there will always be a bottom 2, sometimes a bottom 3, and there will always be 2 winners who will receive stars. Those stars will be important in the finale. More on that later. I can't wait to see how that turns out. Episode 1 and 3 are both talent shows. Remember, we're doing a split premiere with 2 episodes each, so both of the intros for these groups of 9 will be talent shows. It'll be a lot of lip syncing and dancing, I'm sure, so we might as well just call it a lip sync show at this point. With the mini of both of these episodes having a dual intro runway, they could do a day and night or a spring and a fall. There are so many different options that they could play with for that split runway. And then in this episode, there's a bottom 2 and someone goes home. And then episode 2 and 4 are basically an 8 queen member group song, similar to Legends Rise. Top 2 queens get stars, and the bottom 2 queens lip sync and someone goes home. Episode 5 is where all 14 queens merge together, and group 1 and group 2 are put on opposite ends of the room. As an homage to All Stars 1, they receive paddles with names of girls on the other side of the room. And they have to choose a name to pair off with for a very easy to understand, half sewing, half storytelling challenge. I think the idea of what the Wicked Good Challenge was something we've seen before. We saw it in Drag Tots. We saw it in the season 7 Hello Kitty Ball. Create a look, but attach a story to it. The look is half the mark. And so, riffing off of that challenge, doing it again, but making it so that the groups have to pair off with each other rather than just people that they know from their own group. That creates friction in storytelling and drama. And if they do it in the vein of All Stars 1, there will inevitably be people who did not get picked from the lineup. And that will create tension in the room. Why didn't you pick me first? Why did I wait until round 4 before someone picked me? That's the type of petty drama that Drag Race loves to do. And that's how you get stories in a cast size this large. The winning group both get stars and the bottom group lip sync and one goes home. Episode 6, 13 Queens Remain, and this will have a supersized snatch game. The way to break this off would be by incorporating Rate a Queen. Take the drama that already happened last week from people being maybe picked first or last, and then have everyone rate everyone in comedy from 1 to 13. And then you break off the top 7 and they're in one group, and then the bottom 8 are in the second group. And that's how you create your groups for Snatch Game. If the room thinks that one half of it is extraordinarily funny, then let them all be in Snatch Game together and prove how funny they are. And if they think that one half is extremely unfunny, then let that group prove how funny they are. And if the bottom 8 queens are incredibly cringe and unfunny, then it's no different than any other Snatch Game. Episode 7, 12 Queens Remain, and it is a duo improv challenge. The winning duo gets stars and the bottom duo lip sync and one goes home. Episode 8, 11 Queens Remain, and it is an unconventional material challenge. And obviously a lot of these can get swapped around as they need to. This is just a general formula for what I think would make for a good season, with having performance challenges and comedy challenges and sewing challenges, all kind of being in highs and lows from each other. Episode 9, there are 10 queens remaining, so it will be a lip sync Smackdown. Make it season 14 style, where the losers go on to the next round and whoever's at the very end, that's who they will choose who goes home. This is a really cool opportunity at the midpoint of the season to generate sparks and energy, rather than hinging the finale on lip syncing. I think another cool structure of this would be to wait a few more episodes and do it Canada's Drag Race season 4 style, where the best lip syncers at the very end choose someone from the bottom who will be safe, and then everyone else lip syncs. Episode 10, 9 Queens Remain, and this will be the return part of the season, because I think that's the most interesting part of every All-Stars. Who's going to come back? Who will get a second chance? And this will be regular season 7 style, where all of the eliminated queens come back, get paired off with someone who is still in the cast. The winning team, one gets to come back, and the bottom 2 teams, someone is going home. Episode 11, 9 queens still remain, and it will be a Rusical challenge. I think 9 to 6 are the perfect numbers for a Rusical challenge. It's not too big, there aren't a million ensemble cast members, and it's not too small where it feels like everyone is just doing way too much. 2 people get stars and 2 people lip sync and one goes home. Episode 12, 8 queens remain, and it is a ball challenge. I think a late game ball is critical for the Drag Race franchise. If you do it too early, seeing 33 looks is kind of crazy. And if you do it too late, 12 looks, it just seems too small. So this is kind of that nice medium blend. However, at this point in the game, there's only going to be one winner. That will also create drama and friction. And there's a bottom 2, and they lip sync and one goes home. Episode 13 is a final acting challenge with RuPaul. Again, there will only be one winner, and this time there's a bottom 3, and 2 queens will go home. So that brings us to episode 14, which is the finale. And this is just 2 episodes larger than what they did for All Stars 10. We got plenty of storyline, plenty of drama, plenty of opportunities for the queens to create alliances and create friction amongst each other. This is similar to Reggie Rochu or Kitty Girl, where they have to do choreography, write their own lyrics, and then lip sync to them. And then at the end of that challenge, all of the eliminated queens return to do a jury style vote for 2 queens to get 3 stars each. This takes some of the better elements of that jury vote in All Stars 3 that didn't really have any type of payoff. Let's say that everyone is really close in points by this point in the competition. That jury vote could make a huge difference in who goes to the next round and who gets pulled back. Conversely, it could just bolster someone's position in the top to make sure that they are always going to be the top 2. It incorporates that element of the social game. And what the intention of this would be is that two people are already really close based on merit, and others could swoop in above them because they just played a social game better. I think this would be a really fun take on this format, and I think would totally change up the game on how we as an audience see All-Stars. I think it would force the producers to play their cards slightly different, and I think it would also give us more time with some of these queens that we really want to see, but just didn't get enough time with from those brackets. Patient, by the way. Told y'all to wait for it. And that's how I think an 18 queen season could work, with regular elimination style. If you're a Drag Race producer watching this, your show could be so much better. I promise. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all on the flip.